Today is Friday, August 11, 2017. Good morning and a pleasant welcome to Newsnet on OKFM 99.5. 45 minutes of news about Liberia and Africa and our one world. Stories topping the news. Liberia government faces power struggle. Executive joins judiciary in tackling legislative impeachment proceeding against Supreme Court justices. Ellen says no. Lawmakers say yes. National Elections Commission clears Edwin Snow to run in Bombing County, while Imon Sibo suffers from the Commission Act after being denied to contest in Mosurado County. Senator Vani Sherman wants election laws amended so that those who win an election are allowed to serve even if there is a case against them. And away from Liberia, foreign observers have expressed confidence in Kenya's electoral process despite opposition leader Rada Odinga's claim of massive fraud. This plus more, including the news bulletin and the foreign news, are packaged for you. I'm Sandi Kamara with this Friday morning edition. You can follow us on our Facebook feed, live feed, and be a part of the news. Next is the news bulletin with Terry Wholquoi Yeahgar.
Good morning, Senate. Good morning, Liberians. The House of Representatives has nullified two communications from the Supreme Court mandating it to halt its impeachment plan against three justices of the court. Justices James Aito Wholquoi, Philip Banks, and Cabinet Janet are accused of influencing the court decision in favor of Harrison Conway and Jeremiah Solonte, who were rejected by the National Elections Commission. But legislative debates on the court's separate communications Thursday witnessed harsh exchanges amongst the members of that body, with some for and others against. The majority of members, through separate motions by Representatives Gabriel Yinkan and Beaufort Chambers, cited Articles 71 and 43 as reliance for the impeachment of the three Supreme Court justices. According to the two motions, the communications from the Supreme Court, which also cite the House of Representatives, is an affront to the House. At the same time, those opposing, including Representatives Edwin Snow and Akaras Gray of Mosurado County, have questioned the legality of the impeachment of the three Supreme Court Associate Justices. The two lawmakers' efforts to trash plans by their colleagues were defeated at all levels, including a motion for reconsideration by Representative Edwin Snow. For his part, the House Chair on Judiciary, Wale Sewa Doda, has termed the impeachment procedure as constitutional. Representative Donald said, while it is true that the three branches are equal, but respect should be given when necessary. He revealed that the committee, in its review process, would offer due process to the accused. At the same time, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has expressed a serious concern over recent attempts by some members of the House of Representatives to initiate impeachment proceedings against majority members of the Supreme Court because of judicial decisions made by the Supreme Court. According to an executive marshal release, President Sirleaf argued that the move is clearly in violation of Article 73 of the Constitution of Liberia. President Sirleaf, in a special statement, said, in light of unfolding impeachment proceedings, the executive branch of government is not prepared and will not support any unconstitutional maneuverings from any of the institutions of government. She said at this time, all branches should be working to ensure the peaceful elections and the smooth transfer of power. The Liberian leader noted that Liberia's system of government, the legislature is empowered to enact laws and the Supreme Court is mandated and authorized to interpret the laws. President Sirleaf said the process in the House of Representatives tends to undermine the peace, threaten the elections process currently underway, and create confusion and chaos in the country. She then called on the members of the House of Representatives to abandon this course of action for the sake of peace and stability in Liberia. President Sirleaf reinforced that the executive branch of government would not support any action which tends to undermine the Constitution and reverse the gains the country has made. Along lines, the National Elections Commission has dismissed claims filed against Representative Edwin Melvin Snow over his contestation in Bomi County District 1. It can be recalled that current Bomi County District 1 Representative Yeahgar Kamara and Senator Sandi Johnson filed separate complaints to the National Elections Commission Board of Commissioners that the current Moserado County District 6 representative does not meet the legal requirements to contest in Bomi. But reading the final ruling on Representative Yeahgar's petition, NEC co-chair Sarah Toll said Representative Snow does not violate any provision of the election law. Also reading the final ruling on Senator Johnson's petition, NEC legal section head Deviata Brown said the current Moserado County lawmaker has the right to contest in the Sanje district based on his domicile status there. Following the ruling, Bomi County Representative candidate Edwin Snow commended NEC for the decision, noting that he stands ready to defeat Representative Yeahgar Kamara for the Bomi County District 1 seat. At the same time, one of the petitioners, Sandi Johnson, angrily blasted at NEC for the decision to clarify or certify Representative Snow to contest in Bomi County. Senator Johnson, however, told reporters that he will take this complaint to the Supreme Court of Liberia. In a related development, the National Elections Commission has finally denied the participation of Amos Sibo to contest Moserado County District 1 as representative candidate. NEC, in a final ruling read by Commissioner Samuel Todd, pointed out that aspirant Sibo was being denied over his alleged involvement into a voter registration fraud carried out at his vicinity. Commissioner Joe also stated in the final ruling that Amos Sibo does not have any office space in his district, something the NEC electoral law frowns at. Meanwhile, Amos Sibo, after the ruling, challenged the National Elections Commission decision to deny him, adding that he will take his complaint to the Supreme Court. Senator Vani Shemon is calling for the amendment of the elections law of Liberia. Senator Shemon wants winners of a given election whose results are contested in court to be allowed to serve while the Supreme Court is investigating the matter. Making his case Thursday in plenary following the submission of a bill, the Grand Kidman County lawmaker said his request is based on the experience he and others went through after the 2014 special election. Senator Shemon argued that keeping the announced winners from representing their people while the investigation is ongoing is a violation of the Constitution. Senator Shemon further argued that the Constitution calls for every political subdivision in the country to be adequately represented at the national legislature, stating that a person announced as winner but next should be allowed to serve until the court overturns the decision. During the debate, Senator Joseph Nankwe of Sino County encouraged his colleagues to properly review the document before passing it into law. Senator Nankwe warned that passing the document into law without properly arranging the language and other things will give the National Elections Commission extra power. For his part, Senator Dallas Gued of Rivers County called on his colleagues to see the months following the election as the period to investigation and clear all complaints from the elections. Vice President Joseph Boakai has officially dedicated the Rural Community Finance Bank in Wholquoi District, Wholquoi County. The construction cost of the bank is put at $16,000 and is said to be part of the citizens' efforts to establish a saving bank for themselves. Speaking at the dedication ceremony Thursday, Vice President Boakai cautioned citizens of Wholquoi County to take ownership of the bank and properly manage it. Vice President Boakai further acknowledged the bank's management team and members of the board to be proactive as they take on the community initiative. The head of the Crusaders for Peace is calling on government and international partners to financially support institutions that are leading peace initiatives in the country. Judy Andy says providing adequate support to institutions that are working to reconcile the people and keep the peace is crucial to the sustenance of the country's democracy. Ambassador Andy further reveals that institutions spreading messages of peace in the country are doing it voluntarily, adding that protecting the country's peace through voluntary means is not enough. Ambassador Andy made the appeal Thursday in Monrovia at a program organized by the Peace Action Network, an alliance of peace building organizations working to promote peace in Liberia. Meanwhile, the Liberia National Police has restated its commitment to ensuring that the pending election is free from violence. According to the spokesperson of the LNP, Sam Collins, the assignment of police officers to presidential candidates is a part of the police strategy to maintain the peace. Speaking earlier at the program, the chairlady of Peace Action Network, Estella Nelson Lorde, the Carter Center for the support and called on Liberians to join the effort in sustaining the country's peace. Liberty Party representative candidate in District 3, Bomi County, says the establishment of the war crime court in Liberia will serve as a recipe for this unity. Mohammed Kanan warns that investigating and possibly punishing those who perpetrated mayhem against the people of Liberia during the 14-year civil conflict will threaten the decade-long peace that people are enjoying. Speaking in Monrovia, Kanan further encouraged the people of Liberia to forgive and forget about what happened during the Civil War and move forward, noting that prosecuting warlords will mean malice. Kanan is at the same time calling on the lead advocates for the establishment of a tribunal in Liberia to stop for the good of the country. And that's the shift of the news bulletin. We rejoin Sandi Kamara, who will continue with the presentation of Newsnet on Wholquoi FM 99.5.
Many thanks to Terry Wholquoi Yeahgar for the news bulletin. Wholquoi will rejoin this presentation at 40 minutes past the hour. This is Newsnet on Wholquoi FM 99.5. A reminder of stories topping the news this morning. Liberia government faces power struggle. Executive judiciary in tackling legislative impeachment proceeding against Supreme Court justices. Ellen says no. Lawmakers say yes. National Elections Commission clears Edwin Snow to run in Bomi County, while Amos Sibo suffers from the Commission Acts after being denied to contest Amos Rada County. Senator Vani Shama wants election laws amended so that those who win an election are allowed to serve even if there is a case against them. And away from home, foreign observers have expressed confidence in Kenya's electoral process despite opposition leader Rada Odinga's claim of massive fraud. Please stay with us. When we come back, we bring you the voices of those behind the news. Welcome back. The House of Representatives has notified two communications from the Supreme Court mandating it to halt its impeachment plan against three justices of the court. Justices James Etta Wodokodi, Philip Banks, and Cabinet Janen are accused of influencing the court decision in favor of Harrison Kawi and Jeremiah Solonte, who were rejected by the National Elections Commission. But legislative debates on the court's separate communications Thursday witnessed harsh exchanges amongst members of that body, with some for and others against. The majority members chose separate motions by Representative Gabriel Yinkan and Beaufort Chambers cited Articles 71 and 43 as reliance for the impeachment of the three Supreme Court justices.
More clarity as provided by the distinguished chair on judiciary, as well as other speakers, are moved and showed of a setting or showed a setting of a circle that the motion as prayed for by Honorable Edwin Mary Snow to reconsider plaintiff's decision be denied and trashed as though it never existed. In my view, we have to only go in accordance with Article 43. Article 43 says the basis for action is justifies that we should expect of us. No authority, absolutely no authority, has the right to interfere with such a constitutional requirement of us. I would like to say that if what we are hearing are things to consider, indicating that the Supreme Court has written this body, I would call it to be effrontery. It's an affront to this legislature. It's condescending. I think none of them have that authority. None of them, absolutely no one has that authority. The best way is to guide us. The basis for the impeachment of the 17th President of the United States was an harangue against the legislature, the Congress. It was because writing came from Andrew Johnson, the 17th President of the United States, against the Congress, the House of Representatives. On that basis, he was impeached. And the power to try all impeachment is vested solely in the Senate. If that is the case, if any other excuses, justifications that will be warranted, the forum will be the Senate. And the Supreme Court bench try to find the venue of the Liberian Senate. But we are under obligation to do what is expected of us.
At the same time, those opposing, including the Representative Evan Snow and the Karas grade of Moserado County, have questioned the legality of the impeachment of the three Supreme Court Associate Justices.
2 days ago, there was a resolution placed on his throne to begin the drafting of impeachment proceedings against three justices of the Honorable Supreme Court of Liberia, namely His Honor Mr. Kamara Janan, His Honor Mr. Felix Zebens III, and Her Honor Mr. James Etta Howard Wholquoi. So, presiding, as already stated in our Constitution, the hearing or the procedure to hear impeachment cases are done by the Liberian Senate. I was taking the Bible of presiding when members of the Judiciary Committee brought a resolution on the procedure to begin impeachment of three justices. In addition to that, Mr. Presiding, I believe that the petition to impeach three of our justices grew out of a case that is supported by the Constitution for the Supreme Court to interpret. And if we, as members of the legislature, begin to impeach or threaten justices of our Supreme Court based on opinion rendered by the court, I think it is a threat to our democracy. It doesn't speak well of us. It is representing on that note and many others. I'm asking that the motion be reconsidered and that the motion for the resolution to authorize the Committee on Judiciary to begin impeachment proceedings on three justices of our Supreme Court for rendering an opinion in the case, I think, a peace counter of ultra-virus of democracy, and I'll ask this to reconsider the decision.
The question here is that I see this entire desire of impeachment to be an act of wishing. What do I mean by that? The Chief Justice and three of the Associate Justices took a decision. One of the Associate Justices was that person. But the article, the petition submitted by our colleagues excludes one of those who agreed on the decision that we are debating on. How in the world that a decision that is read by 4 persons, you punish 3 persons or desire to punish 3 persons and leave 1 person out? It's been selected. It's a tacit act of witch hunting. You can see the undertone, the political undertone by those who are the framework of this petition. The second issue here, the House of Representatives, as member of the House of Representatives, we have a responsibility to help guide this process. Those who should be in the business of removing the associate justices, those who should be in the business of doing so, are a very group of people who have petitioned the House of Representatives. Those are the senators, and that is conflict of interest.
For his part, the House's chair on judiciary, Wholquoi Yeahgar, has termed the impeachment proceeding as constitutional.
That is precisely why Article 43 calls for. If you read the last portion of it, the legislature shall prescribe the procedure for impeachment proceeding, which shall be in conformity with the requirement of due process of law. What is due process in our jurisdiction? Or presiding, you are a lawyer. In the historic case, Wallo vs. Wallo, the Supreme Court laid down the elements of due process. Number one, notice that has been given. Ample time to defend yourself. 10 days have been given for them to return. This primary gave the committee 1 week. The committee has written to say, given the gravity of the issue, we will allow them 10 days to reply, and henceforth then the committee will repair the committee room and make a determination as to whether this accusation or petition a hold water. It is not a committee that by itself is instituting an investigation. So the issue about how many persons voted that day, perhaps committee members are free under our rules to provide the committee with additional information. It is our norm here. And I don't think this particular case is different from it. So police who are aware of other information will bring it. So in summation, President, I just want the word to go out there that we are proceeding consistent with the law, that Article 3 gave birth to the 3 branches, the scene hour, the scene in, the scene second, and therefore there can be no tyranny or intrusion of one branch into the inherent constitutional powers of another branch. The scene Supreme Court has said it. So this matter of this motion of reconsideration, I think it should be squashed, and I think the plenary should continue its fine work, and I can rest assured plenary that the committee will ensure due process in this matter, and that the committee goes into committee room without any bias, because we are not petitioners, and we'll look at the matter and evaluate it on the basis of what the law says.
Representative Wholquoi Yeahgar Donald A. Stay, chairman of the House's Committee on Judiciary. Earlier, you heard the voices of Representatives Edwin Snow and Moses Akawas Gray arguing against the impeachment proceeding. Before then, and Representatives Gabriel Yeahgar and Bofa Chima argue in favor of the proceeding. Along lines, the National Elections Commission has dismissed claims filed against Representative Edwin Melvin Snow over his contestation in Bombing County District 1. It can be recalled that our current Bombing County District 1 Representative Gaya Kamara and Senator Samuel Johnson filed separate complaints and told the Net Board of Commissioners that the current Mosorado County District 6 representative does not meet the legal requirement to contest in Bombing County. By reading the final ruling on Representative Kamara's petition, Net Co-Chair Sarah 2 said Representative Slow does not violate any provision of the election law.
Appellant also argued that because Article 30B of the 1986 Constitution provides that domiciliary in a district is a primary requirement for eligibility to contest in that district, and also that because Article 48 provides in part that all members of the House of Representatives are eligible re-election, therefore, appellee is unqualified to register as a voter in Senjay District Number 1, Bombay County. We are not persuaded by this argument, there being no law that appellee has violated. Wherefore, and in view of the foregoing, appellant's appeal is hereby denied and dismissed, and the July 1st, 2017 final ruling of the elections magistrate in these proceedings confirming and upholding the registration of Honorable Edwin Melvin Snow as a voter in Senjay District Number 1, Bombay County is hereby affirmed and confirmed. And it is so, and it is hereby so ordered, given under our hands and seal of the National Elections Commission this 10th day of August AD 2017. Councillor Jerome G. Wholquoi Yeahgar, Chairman, Councillor Sarah M. Jegede To, Co-Chair, Honorable Samuel Z. Joe, Commissioner, Honorable David Eda Brown Lansana, Commissioner, Honorable Wholquoi A. Dupley, Esquire, Commissioner. Note, Commissioner Jonathan K. Weedoff and Commissioner Jeanette A. Eva Davidson did not hear this appeal, hence they did not sign this opinion. When the case was called, Councillor S. Gaya Kamara as appellant appeared pro se, Councillor Benedict F. Sano, Councillor Ndobusi Mwambudike, and Attorney Mobutu Blanc Nyimpa appeared for appellee.
The National Elections Commission co-chairperson, Cyril Toh, also reading the final ruling on Sano Johnson's petition. NEC legal section here, David Brown said the current Moserado County lawmaker has the right to contest in Senjet district based on his domicile status there.
Now that we have held that correspondent Stowe can change his domicile from one constituency to another while still a city representative, has correspondent Stowe established subjectively and objectively that he is domiciled in electoral district number 1 Birmingham County and that he has met the eligibility requirement under the elections law to run as a representative candidate in the said district. According to the records in this case, correspondent Stowe testified that on November 23, 2020 and November 2010 and November 28, 2014, he purchased 266 acres and 360.7 acres of land, respectively, in Wekema, Senjet District, in Tocumber, Birmingham County. Following the purchase of a said properties, he constructed a residential facility in the district in which he resides, and that as far back as 2014, he had decided to make Senjet Electoral District number 1 in Birmingham County his home.
Commissioner David Brown of the National Elections Commission, following at the same time, one of the petitioners, Sano Johnson, angrily blasted at NEC for the decision to certify Representative Snow to contest in Birmingham County.
I saw it coming. I was prepared for it. I know there was a long-term plan, and I'm prepared for it. I'm even prepared to take it further if you so desire. Well, I think that's helped me a lot. If you were to take a flight of us now, or travel us now to Birmingham, there are thousands of citizens out there now looking for a rival. You saw it today. There are 30 chiefs inside the district of the 30 chiefs. 27 of them are present here today in giving me the support.
I'm afraid that some people will drag your process.
Well, I'm not afraid. No, I'm going to continue my campaign. There is no prohibition based on it. I'm going to continue my campaign, and I can.
And that was Representative Edwin Snow in conversation with reporters there at the headquarters of the National Elections Commission. Let them bring you reaction from Senator Sano Johnson.
Because the election commission has entitled a problem. So we just wanted to expose them a little bit to let you know that this entity has no integrity. You rule 7 days later, 7 days later, you change your mind.
Why would you say the lack of the election?
Because we know the kind of commissioners that we have. So we'll take advantage of this. Now, I can tell you from the way that they explain this is Jerome Kamara and Steve will put our bread into a big confusion. These are not credible people.
What is a fear?
I'm not from just a brother. They do not have a mindset. They have compromised their personal integrity and the integrity of the National Election Commission. You were here, most of you monitor the hearing between the hearing officer and us. And I can tell you, Councilor.
In a related development, a representative aspirant of Moserado County District 1, Amon Sibu, was also denied yesterday. Yes, now is Commissioner Joe of the National Elections Commission with the verdict.
According to Council for Verdict, Nomination Committee appellant Amon Sibu application to contest in the 2017 general election was rejected as candidate for District Number 1 Moserado County because he has no office in District Number 1 Moserado County, which he seeks to contest as a representative candidate. Council for Appellate Nomination Committee further obtained that appellant Amon Sibu should not be allowed to contest in any elections. Nomination Committee to reject the nomination of appellant Amon Sibu Jr. is in harmony with the 2005 decision of the Commission. Wherefore, in view of the foregoing, the Board of Commission confirms the July 25, 2017 ruling of the Nomination Committee rejecting the application of appellant Amon Sibu Jr. to contest as a representative candidate in District Number 1 Moserado County. It is hereby so ordered. Giving honor honor our hand and seal of the National Election Commission is 10th day of August 2017. Councillor Jerome G. Wholquoi Yeahgar, Chairman. Councillor Sarah M. Executive 2, Co-Chair. Councillor Samuel Z.
Commissioner Joe of the National Elections Commission, where does Emon Sibo, the aspirant, made of the verdict from the NEC? Let's now hear him.
Commissioners, look, let me tell you, that's the picture of my office. There is no independent candidate in this country. No independent candidate in this country has an office of this nature. All right? No independent candidate in this entire country has this kind of. That's a complete lie from the belly of the devil, but they are not going to be able to stop me. I will contest in this election. I will beat whoever the friends that they feel they will catch or whatever they are having to go and go forward. Look, imagine there is a form among the different documents that says to you, hey, where is your office? What are the numbers?
Emon Sibo, an aspirant of District 1, Moserado County. Let us now bring you your Facebook reaction. We have live joining us following our news on the Facebook feed. Lawrence Solonten, I'm viewing from Pennsylvania. Thanks for the information. Let and then leave snow alone. Bombing is part of Liberia. If they were going to do good work over the year, and they won't be afraid. McDonald Shanghai is also following us. Kakara Zingba is following the broadcast. Pele Salmon is following the broadcast. Marcos Sankali is also following. He says, wow, did I hear that Edwin Snow is qualified to run in another district again? And this is a clear understanding that we have laws without efficiency, effectiveness, and implementation. VOV is also following the broadcast. He said, good morning, OK FM. Senator Sandi Johnson is no Liberian than any other Liberian. The commissioners have spoken in the matter. No turning back. Honorable Snow is the next representative of Senje district. VMV writes that Ayi Davis is also following our broadcast. Vafi AM Dukle is following us live. We go to your Facebook reaction. We start with J. William Yanti. Good morning, OKFM News. Congratulations to Honorable Edwin Melvin Snow, campaign advisor, team JMB presidential bid. Your legal team, headed by former Minister of Justice Benedict Simon, really defended the argument adequately. Jackson K. Miller writes in, I think that the misguided and disjointed decision by members of the House of Representatives to begin an impeachment proceeding against those three rectitude and venerated justices of the High Court is facetious and to the legal systems of our country. Besides, I hope that those lawmakers will distance themselves from such a unjustified, unlawful action. That is from Jackson K. Miller. Thomas Tamabono. Good morning, OK FM, and the peace-loving people of Liberia. President Salif, 2, needs not to interfere with the legislative matter, for we know that she's the one behind the COC. We said Councillor Sherman, but it was Madam Salif who was holding you because they never wanted you to be the Senate pro tem. That was the reason why she masterminded the holding of your result. To this one now, Archie Topo. Good morning to the peace-loving people of District 14. That's it. Heron Kovayen. Good morning, OK FM. And the loving people of Liberia, the political vampire of our time, has been honored again. God free Liberia from the hands of political and financial vampires. To this one, quickly going Soprinic. Good morning, OK News. And to the peace-loving people of Liberia, which law school did President Salif graduated from? His asking that question. To this one, Vavi J.M. Dukley. Good morning, OKFM, and the productive members of the Martin Luther King Anthology centered in the community. That's all. About G. Zombie writes in, good morning, OKFM. I strongly support and it stands by the president by lifting her voice on this matter because, in my mind, her silence, who have headed more speculation as it is in the already ongoing political debate. I also want to crave the indulgence and we stop it that Bobby B. Addison writing if those that we implore the lawmakers show that they are the first branch of government and let them show their dues and power. The executive now challenge you. David, sorry, I can't get that clear. So we move to this one now and take more story. Lawrence Solonte from Pennsylvania. And I write in and think the Supreme Court made our country to look weak when it comes to obeying the law. So those responsible for bringing this shame on us should be removed from the Supreme Court. That was the reaction on our Facebook page. We now bring you more stories. Senator Vani Shemo is calling for the amendment of the election laws of Liberia. Senator Shemo wants winners of a given election whose results are contested in court to be allowed to serve while the Supreme Court is investigating, making his case Thursday in plenary. Following the submission of a bill, the Grand Cape Mount County lawmakers say his request is based on the experience he and others went through after the 2014 special election.
County was denied representation in the Senate for the time that I was not sitting. This country was denied representation. So was this country. So was this country. And that's a fundamental right of this country to be represented in this Senate. But the Supreme Court denied representation because they said that its appeal served as a stay, as a supersedious to the decision of the Supreme Court. Now, what this law is trying to show, this graph, that appeal for the decision of the National Election Commission should not serve as a stay. That the person declared to be the winner of the election should take the seat at the time that the law said he should take the seat. And if the Supreme Court decision comes later and says that he is not, according to the evidence, he is not the one to be seated, then he will be ousted.
Senator Vani Shema of Grand Cape Mount County. During the debate, Senator Joseph Nami of Sano County encouraged his colleagues to properly review the document before passing it into law.
This document, in my mind, needs time for us to look at it and study it before we take a final decision. First, if you look at the caption, are we amending and adding thereto some provisions of our election laws, or are we creating new act? Now, the caption suggests that we are creating new law, but that should not be the case. And also in the caption you see for ensuing elections. Are we talking about the pending elections? What this law is about, we need to take time to read it. Now, if we talk about 5 days, for example, on appeal, the Supreme Court should be within 5 days to make a determination. How does a matter of an appeal from the National Election Commission get?
He, Senator Joseph Nangmade of Sano County, for his part, Senator Dallas Guerrero Rivers says, called on his colleagues to see the months following the elections as the period and to investigate and clear all complaints from the election.
The timeline inserted in that bill be adjusted to the same timeline that it takes from election result being announced to the time the seat is taken for that time to be the time that the Supreme Court will use to hear any appeal emanating from the election. Because if we have 900 plus people contesting for just 73 seats, we should expect.
He is Senator Dallas Guerrero of Rivers County. The head of the Crusader for Peace is calling on government and international partners to financially support institutions that are leading peace initiatives in the country. Julie says providing adequate support to institutions that are working to reconcile the people and keep the peace is crucial to the sustenance of the country's democracy.
Handful. Sustaining peace in Liberia requires long-term investment in national institutions that are inclusive, accountable, and responsive, with a government that is committed to providing opportunities and services to all Liberians. In this context, the transition process will require specific attention to ensure that the rate of state fidelity does not derail the
She's Ambassador Julie Eni. Meanwhile, the Liberia National Police has restated its commitment to ensuring that the penny election is conducted without violence.
All of the previous speakers and speakers to come, I believe, are all concerned about the sustainability of the country's peace. We, from the Liberia National Police, we've been saying on this commitment. We are going to be with you. We are going to protect you. We are going to promote the peace message throughout the Republic of Liberia.
Sam Collins is the spokesman of the Liberia National Police. To your last set of messages quickly. Good morning, and this is from RCSG Jaffa. Good morning, OK FM News. And thanks for creating this medium so that our views can be aired as things unfold during this electioneering period. I will sit and listen to my monitor carefully tomorrow from BB Nico Nimlen writes in, good morning, OK FM. There's no need to struggle over power among three branches of government. Rather, they should be focusing on important issues and that will move the country forward. To this last one, and Amajala writes in, I'm sure he's not the pro tem of the Liberian Senate. He writes in to say, Representative Edwin Snow did not violate any constitutional provision to be denied by the National Elections Commission. Thanks to the legal session of NEC for reading and the law properly to misinform Senators Sandra Johnson, who wanted the NEC and to deny Representative Snow from contesting in the 2017 elections. So with that, we now turn to Terry Wholquoi Yeahgar, who was the foreign.
Foreign observers have expressed confidence in Kenya's electoral process despite opposition leader Raila Odinga's claims of massive fraud. African observers described Tuesday's poll as credible, while former U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry said its integrity remained intact. The European Union said candidates should accept losing as natural. Odinga alleges that results of the presidential poll have been rigged to give incumbent Uhuru Kenyatta victory. Odinga's supporters celebrated in the western city of Kisumu after his National Super Alliance said he should be declared the winner, although unverified official results gave Mr. Kenyatta a strong lead. And a suspected unexploded bomb has been found at the site of Fukushima near plant in Japan. The U.S. is thought to have dropped the 89-centimeter long device during the World War II. It was found by workers building a car park at the site where a 4-decade-long decommissioning process is underway. Tens of thousands of residents had to evacuate the area after a reactor meltdown in 2011 following an earthquake. And that's the shift of the foreign news. It's back to Sandi.
Many thanks to Terry Wholquoi Yeahgar for the foreign news. With that, we come to the end of this Friday morning edition of Newsnet. Before we leave you, a relook at the top stories. Liberia government faces power struggle. Executive joins judiciary in tackling legislative impeachment proceeding against Supreme Court justices. Ellen says no. Lawmakers say yes. The National Elections Commission clears Elvis Snow to run in Bombay County, while Emon Sibo suffers from the Commission's acts after being denied to contest in Moserado County. Senator Vani Sharma wants election laws amended so that those who win an election are allowed to serve, even if there is a case against them. And away from Liberia, foreign observers have expressed confidence in Kenya's electoral process, despite opposition leader Raila Odinga's claim of massive fraud. My name is Sandi. Kamara, wishing you a wonderful weekend. Goodbye.